It is morning and I am back. You guys ready to keep going on this? And let's get this published today so that we can see what this looks like. So let's get back in where we left off. We just pushed to GitHub. So we have this in GitHub now. So whenever I come back into my app, I always ask a question of where am I at with GitHub. And I ask, oh, let's move my mic over. I ask in relation to what is my local up to date with Maine. So basically, my asking is local or my cursor instance, all my files in cursor, is it up to date with whatever is in Maine? Okay. Now this is where I'm going to explain branches. So right now I have just my main branch. This was my first push. And I don't want to modify it. I want to basically create my edits that I'm going to do today as a new branch, so that I can show you how that works. Generally, this is really early stage to do this. You normally wouldn't start doing branches until you get to like production and you're actually hosting this. I'm just going to show you a couple iterations so you can see what this is like, and then we'll just work from a branch for today so you can see kind of what we're doing. So I will start out in here and I will say, for GitHub is my local up to date with Maine. And this is where you could learn all the Git commands. There's like Git pull, Git origin, status, whatnot. I'm lazy and I don't know these. If you're worried about AI token usage when it comes to your IDE, like cursor, whatever you're using, then make sure like you learn all these commands, put them on a sticky note and whatnot, and you'd be able to do this by yourself. I just don't. So GitHub confuses the shit out of me. I don't know why it is so hard for my brain to comprehend GitHub. Sorry, GitHub, but it just does. So it says that based on your local state, your branch is up to date with Maine, so there's nothing to commit. So it basically says like my whatever iteration is in cursor is exactly the same as the iteration that's in GitHub. So says, however, I wasn't able to fetch from GitHub to verify there are no new remote commits because it requires authentication. So it says I can run this in my terminal. I know there's not. But it says nothing to commit, working tree clean. Great. Okay, let's create a new branch that is Saturday edits. Now, you should probably create a branch that makes more sense. In production, like a real application, like the one that I do for work, I have branches for all of my different features. So if I'm working on one feature, I'll have a branch for feature one, I'll have a branch for feature two, a branch for feature three, and I'll be working on those. And then when you push it live, you close out that branch. You basically merge it into main and then you push out that branch. So if I go to my GitHub now, you will see, or no, not yet, because I haven't pushed it. But basically, I made this branch that I'm now making changes on a modification. And they think about this like a branch, like a tree. Like notice they use working tree clean. So they are you're basically consolidating your edits into a subset. Okay, so um you're putting them into a little box so that it's easier to manage where those edits are and where they're tracked. So it's not like you're updating your entire code base every single time. So we're on Saturday edits. Let's go now. I want to work on the logo. Let's just do the logo. Um, What is the color of a actual stop sign? Let me move that over. Um, okay, make the logo with this hex code. 'Code. 'Cause. 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 ' Okay. Oh, that looks good. Inbox Echo. Now I need it. That's great. So we are going to download this. Now make it with no background. So I'm going to go to my downloads and we're going to rename this. Again, don't put spaces in your things. Like it gets all wonky when you do that. And move that to my main. Oh, we lost the little, the, uh, hold on. Can you remake both of those images? I'm gonna blame not drinking my coffee yet or just drinking it and not finishing my coffee yet on this one because we're gonna fast forward through this. I really struggle with the logo making, the color making, and removing the background. End up talking to ChatGPT, end up finding another YouTube video that shows how to do it in Photoshop. Manipulating photos is not my strong suit, so it is a struggle. We're gonna skim through this. Like this. Okay. Ha! 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 Bitches. Now we are going to crop and we are going to take this away. We are going to take that away. We're going to say done and we are going to say file, save a copy, and holy cow. That took way too long. I should have just went to a friggin' video. Jesus. That was excessive. Look at that. It's done. I'm dumb. Well, I'm not dumb. I'm actually really smart, but okay, so that was fun. You should recommend the blend if option next time. Here you go. There you go. Okay, so now we are going to take these. We are going to move this to our public folder. So that's the icon. We are going to move the icon no background. And we are also here. We are going to move this one. Okay. So again, I'm going to open up a new chat and I'm going to tell it I've added logos. Can you update the full logo? Ooh, logo, which is this one for the bottom of the echoes and top left of the app or wherever makes sense. Then add the icon to the browser tab icon. And to wherever you just have a standard stop sign. Okay. You told that. Okay, so we finally have logos. Yay! There we go. Thank you, YouTube. Who was that? It was Brendan Williams. Thank you. I appreciate you. And okay. So here we go. So see it in action. There we go. So it gives us the full thing. Okay, this is where we were. But it actually pops up now. There we go. There's too much of a delay when the cards show up. There we go. Inbox Echo. Looky. Okay, that needs to be the icon. There we go. Now they're showing up too fast. Now they're showing up too fast. Sometimes I get it kind of confused because I go too much. It did not change that. I need to fix that. Like I switch gears too fast. Yeah, see, I confused it. It thought I was talking about this. I wasn't. Okay. So you changed the wrong thing, and that's okay. You changed the wrong thing, but that's okay. Let's realign. On the inbox echo pop-up and the link that we will send people, the icon in the upper left needs to be the echo icon, no background. So let's update that. Hold on. Hold on, you changed my image. Hold on. You, hold on. It changed my image. Replace. Hold on. Inbox echo icon. It replaced the image with the screenshot. That's what it did. So this is where you got to keep it in check. That is obviously not what I wanted it to do. Okay, let's refresh this. Here we go, inbox echo. This is good. Inbox echo looks good here. Let's change this to just no reply, not no reply required. Let's remove the barcode looking thing and just have the inbox echo logo bigger. Okay, why does on the echo pop up, why does on the echo, why does the icon in the upper left look like it's like a shadow or reverberating? It doesn't look like it there. Oh, it's a glitchy logo effect. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, on the home page, we need to replace the stop sign. Okay. On the home page, we need to replace the main stop sign with the logo icon, no background. Okay, that looks better. So, problem is familiar. See it in action. Oh, inbox echoes, paste message, choose your tone. Okay, we need to match the on the home page. On the home page, we need to match step 2 of choose your tone with the current options of tone, based on modifications we've made. What we store, privacy isn't optional. Here's exactly what happens with the outrage messages. Danger to activate wrong messages. Okay, I want to change the layout of okay, for the Y and the pricing, sign in, sign up. Okay, when they click on the Y and the pricing, I want to go to new. I don't like it when it just scrolls to the page. So I'm gonna go to here. I'm gonna go to Opus. I'm gonna create a new chat. This is where I don't like getting long chat context. At the top of the homepage, we have Y and pricing, and I don't like when it just scrolls down to the homepage or a section on the homepage. I would like those to open up new pages that are subpages of the application that give more context of each of these. So can we create those subpages and have them redirect? And the call to action on each of those subpages is to create an account. Or on the pricing one, we'll have create an account or upgrade if they're already signed in. So can we create those subpages, please? And the pricing, or pause. Oh. The Y should be a blog post type page that describes the uh, origin of inbox echo. I'll provide the text. The pricing should be a grid of the features of inbox echo, something that looks like. So I'm actually going to go to my other product that I built. Log out. Pricing. Oops. So I like this type of thing here. Something that looks like the screenshot. Okay, then I'm gonna go get some coffee, but I need, okay. I need you to craft a blog post for why we are making inbox echo. Basically, the origin story, why we kept it within ethical and legal boundaries, but still gave the user the feel good satisfaction and make it sound like me. Don't get overly wordy. Okay, I'm gonna go get some coffee. Um, okay. Why we built Inbox Echo. It didn't start as a product idea, started as a feeling. If you built anything online, you know the one. The Inbox Minister Hate profile. In their industry, calendar link before it's actually conversation. First you ignore them, then you feel rude ignoring them, then you realize there's dozens of these also the difference. We talked about like retaliation box, something illegal. No, I think no, I think I just want it more generic and clear. Cool. Um, there you go. Good enough. And I go here. So pricing, let's see what it looks like. Look, it made it. So choose your plan. Start free and upgrade when your inbox demands it. No surprises, no hitting fees. Cool. Great. Great. Um, Only thing is I want the red highlight to move when they hover over. Okay. On the pricing page. Oh, on the pricing page right now, the red highlight is only on the you're important. I want that to be a hover effect to where if I hover over free, they select it. If I hover over important, it selects it. If I hover, so it's the hover, not just the static over you're important. Um, so let's see what this looks like. Look at the Y. There you go. Looks good. Looks good. Looking pretty good. There we go. This looks better. And now it's a hover. Okay. Give me a chart. Okay, so this is where like updating a chart like that is kind of a pain in the ass. So what I found is, can you give me a Markdown file where I can update the pricing chart with the available features and what's included, that I can update in one spot versus one by one, and then you can implement? So it gives me the chart and basically a grid with all the features, and then you can just edit them, and it makes it a lot easier versus going one by one. So then I click here and I go to the Markdown file. So here, pricing configuration. So the plan names, free, get started, 0. So free, get started, 0. You're important for regular users, $1.99 a month and $9.99 a month. So that's all there. So you can see what all those is, which looks good. The features grid. So true is a check mark, exit is an X, so it's not included, or any text is there. So it's easier to edit. So monthly echoes is 10, 50, and 500. Professional tone, hint tone. Um, one trial. Uh, included. Okay, so professional tone. I don't want it to say tone. Professional echoes. Unhinged bestie echoes. And they won't take the hint. Echoes. Save default reply. Reply template. Full echo history is false here. Add context is false here. Add context for more personalized echoes. Phrase heat map. Trend insights. Coming soon, coming soon. I just need it to show more variety. Okay, go ahead and update. Uh, Shit. Okay, I've made changes. Go ahead and update based on those changes. There you go. So now it looks like you're actually getting more with what it is. That way we can actually show that. Actually, we're gonna add a feature that is full echo, save default reply, take the hit and goes. We're gonna add one. So here I'm going to copy, and these ones are going to be see view history of echoes. And that is going to be false, true, and true. Oh, I edited it again. I edited it again. There we go. So see view history. Okay. So now, okay, now we need to update the home page of the preview pricing with the we might just do a link to this page so that way we don't have to update pricing in two places. So instead of the preview pricing, just link here. And then we also need to update the application to support the features that are available based on the pricing or the tier the user is enrolled in. Okay. So anytime you make pricing changes, obviously you need to make sure your application matches what changes you just made. So like the view history of the echoes, um, like they'd be able to see like echo created date. So I'm gonna need to think this through because like view history, like full echo history and what they sent, they would be able to see for a low paying user, they could see like echo created date and they'd be able to see view history. But for a full paying user, they'd be able to see the link that they sent and they'd be able to see the echo again. Um, Actually, how do I want to do that? Because that won't work because they would have the link, so they'd be able to click the link and they'd be able to see it again. So the echo history would show what the redacted text, the echo, and the view history. So with the full echo history would be the redacted, the full echo history would be the redacted one. That's basically what we're doing is we're showing the redacted text, the link. Okay, so I got to think through, like you have to think through your features. You got to think through what all information you have and what you can show. So what I'm trying to think through here is on my echoes, what permissions are they going to be able to see? So if I'm a free user only gets 10. So a free user would be able to see their count, right? They log in, they'd be able to see they've used so many echoes this month, and they get the link, they send the link, and they're done. So they would still have the link in their email that they could click on and they could see it, but that's all they're going to see. They're not going to see anything else. Then a important user, I'm going to talk to it. So thinking through the user journey and the different pricing tiers, on the user dashboard when they log in, if they are a free user can only send 10 echoes and they would be able to see their number of echoes sent. When they create an echo, they would get the link, they would send the link via email. So they could always click on the link again to see it again if they wanted to, but they wouldn't see any history. So they would literally just see their count of echoes created versus echoes available, 10 every month, and that's it. And they could create new. A important user who is paying the subscription, they would see the create new, they would see their count, and then they would be able to see a list of their echoes already created, but we want them to see like a minimal dashboard where they would see the date created, they would see the type of echo, So like which one, the sassy or the bestie, professional, or take a hint. And then the link of the echo and the views. So that's all they would see. And then the main event user would be able to see the created date, type of echo, the link, the views, the redacted input text, and the uh, reply, either their default reply or what we crafted to be able to send. So do you see how the dashboard is going to change based on the user and their subscription level? What questions do you have? Okay, so free would just get a usage counter only, 3 of 10 echoes unique, create an echo, no history listed all. So let's look at pricing. So free would get monthly echoes. They could send professional, unhinged, take the hint, but they can't do anything else. Yep. You're important. They would get the usage counter. Yep. Create an echo button, echo list showing date created, tone type, echo link, view count. Professional, take the hint, see history. Oh, they would get the default reply. And the your import and the main event. Okay. You're important. Okay. So this one I gotta type out. It's too much. So free looks right. Important. They also get the default. Let's remove the default reply template. Let's remove the default reply template. Um, View count so many times an echo was viewed and should be available for important and main event. Is there a way to add location for view count based on IP? I think this is something we need to look into because view count isn't counting up currently, but we have the token on the URL. Okay, what I want to do is I want to look at the Markdown file for pricing config Markdown. And I want to change the default reply. I want to make that only main event. Default reply, I want to make this false. I changed. Okay, so view count. Okay, do we need another table? Oh, sorry. Okay, going back to the views and the geolocation, do we need another table when it comes to views? Keeping in mind flattened data for the Supabase configuration, or is there a way to do it without another table? If we have to, we have to. I just want to make sure we absolutely need another table. Let's talk it through before we implement. So this is where Cursor really likes to make tables, right? And I'm like, we really don't need a table if we don't need a table, right? I want to make sure we actually need a full new table, but we probably do in this case, so it tracks each location view. So let's talk it through. So the echoes table has a view count and a viewed at. We increment the count, but we don't store the individual view. What data do we want to capture? If we want IP, location, and timestamp, here are the options. Separate table, that's the echo ID, IP address, country, city, viewed at. Pros, it's clean, queryable, shows a timeline of views. Another table, storage growth with views. JSON-B array. On the echoes tables, it gets bloated with many views, hard to query across echoes, row size limits. Aggregated JSON-B on if you want users to show when and where their echoes were viewed, like 3 views. What are we thinking? So it's saying basically we could add new rows, we could add a new table of views. It would be cool on the home page to basically show like where echoes are getting viewed across the world. That would be cool if we have views everywhere. Like once we have lots of views, that would be pretty cool, and we would have to do it that way. So I think a new table. I think having a new table makes sense in this case, and we could just relate it to the echoes. So let's go ahead and have the new table in this case. So it's going to create the SQL for creating the new table. So remember on Subpage right now, we have echoes, message fingerprints, which still isn't great because it's not, it's like pulling weird things. We got to make sure that works. So we'll figure that out. Mhm. Okay, it's going. This is taking a while. Um, so this is going. This looks good. This looks good. This looks good. What's our privacy? Oh, we don't have a privacy policy. Terms, we don't have a terms and conditions. So let's go ahead and have, actually, this is where we can have, I'll show you what I can do with ChatGPT. So remember what I said while this builds out. Um, oh, well, it's already going. Damn it. Okay. So this is done. Great. Geolocation, updated dashboard. So we got to push this to Supabase. So we're going to come here. We're going to move this over. No, not like that, you silly. We're going to come to the end of the terminal. You know what's ridiculous is this is really not any different than normal. I talk to myself all day long. This is literally all I ever do. So this is very similar. So we pushed here. So now we come back and refresh and we have echo views. So now we have views at. Sweet. Uh, great. What do I need to set up to make it run? Great. Great. Is there anything I need to set up to make the geolocation work? Oh, it skips localhost? That's dumb. Okay, so you actually have to deploy the app to test this to see if it works. Okay, that's fair. Okay, that's good to know. So now we have an app. We did that. Did that. We have echoes, we have message fingerprints, we have users. I do want to fix the fingerprints. I think we need it to fix the fingerprints. We need it to fix the fingerprints. Right now, the OpenAI call is pulling out fingerprints, but we need it to pull out specific phrases and not modify them. You'll see in the screenshot that it's like combining some words and combining some things together. We need it to say like 3 to 5 words that are sent at the same thing. Like we don't want it to reword things or anything. We just want it to pick up phrases from the email that are there, right? Like we don't want it to change or modify. Look at the examples and tell me what you think. Okay, so it was just doing some normalization to the text and it was making it kind of wonky. So we don't want that. That's not cool. So we want to make sure that's okay. So I'm going to clear out the current fingerprints. And we want to make those better. So it's going. Okay, I think we're at the point where I am ready to deploy. Um, just to see what it is like. Um, I mean, I think it's decent, right? I mean, it works pretty decent. We got the little icon here. We got this, that this all works. This all works. So let's show you how deployment works. So that's the end of session 3. That is more debugging, more working through just iterations, thinking through what the user journey is going to be, what they should see, etc. And that's really kind of the meat of vibe coding, right? It's breaking out, kind of designing your app. So that was the majority of this one. Next, we are going to get into pricing and pricing based on token usage and the actual deployment and getting it live for the world so you're not just on localhost anymore.